Hi, welcome to our social studies lesson. In this lesson, we are going to begin our geography unit. And our first lesson is going to be about the Bahamas, our homeland. In this lesson, you, the learner, will be able to identify the largest islands in the Bahamas, the ocean and the sea around our islands, the cities in the Bahamas, countries that are near the Bahamas, and imaginary line that runs through the Bahamas. Let's begin our learning. This is the map of the Bahamas. You notice that we have countries that are near the Bahamas, which are Cuba and the United States. Notice the islands of the Bahamas, Grand Bahama and Abaco in the north, to Anagua in the south. Where are the Bahama Islands? The name of our country is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. It lies in the northern hemisphere and is an archipelago nation, which means a chain of islands in a sea. There are 700 islands, including many rocks and keys. However, only 29 islands are inhabited, meaning have people living on them. The size of the Bahamas. The total land area of the Bahamas is about 5,353 square miles. The population of the Bahamas, according to our last census, was about 400,000 people, with the islands of New Providence having some 230,000 people and Grand Bahama with about 50,000 people, being the most populated island and having the most people living on them. New Providence Island, Grand Bahama Island, the four larger islands. There are four large islands in the Bahamas, which one, Andros, is the largest with 2,300 square miles. It has about 8,000 people. Then we have Great Anagua Island. Next we have Grand Bahama Island. And then bringing up the fourth one is the Abaco Island. We know that the longest island in the Bahamas is Eleuthera. So we have the islands Abaco, Anagua, Andros, and Grand Bahama. The Bahamas Island extends or spread out from Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini in the north, near the state of Florida in the USA, to Inagua and Maguana in the south near Cuba, and Turks and Caicos Island. Note, Bimini Islands are only 50 miles to the east of Florida. So we have the Turks and Caicos Island to the south, we have Cuba to the west, and we have United States, Florida in particular, the state, to the north of us. The Bahama Island, United States, we have Florida there, we have Cuba, we have the Turks and Caicos Island. The islands of the Bahamas are almost completely flat. The highest island will be about 206 feet, and it can be found on Cat Island. It is called Mount Alvernia, or some people call it Como Hill. The islands are surrounded by Northern Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. The important lines of latitude called the Tropic of Cancer passes through the islands of Exuma and Long Island. There are two main cities in the Bahamas. These are Nassau, capital city, on the island of New Providence, and Freeport, magical city, on the island of Grand Bahama. There are also two main lakes in the Bahamas on the island of New Providence, where they are located. They are Lake Killarney and Lake Cunningham. Lake Cunningham, Lake Killarney.